So thank you for joining me. So let me give you an example. Let's say some bad guy is breaking into your neighbor's home. So your neighbor uses whatever force they have and they defend themselves. You fully support their right to defend themselves, but you weren't there actually helping in the defense. You just support their right to defend themselves. And I think that's a really good example for what I want to talk with all of you about today. I think that makes sense if you think of an example like that your neighbor, you weren't there helping them defend themselves, but you fully support their right to defend themselves. So let's talk about Israel, because we know that the situation there it's tumultuous. Anything could happen at any time. But I had an interesting thought this week that I could see how this could happen, that we, meaning the US, will not aid them, but we will be in favor of them defending themselves. And when we think about no one coming to Israel's defense, we assume, at least I assumed, that it meant we weren't an ally to them, that whatever administration was in office wouldn't be a friend to them at all. But if you are an ally of Israel, but you don't help them defend themselves, I could see how this could happen, how the only one left to save them is Messiah. It was an interesting thought that I had this week, and I had not had that thought before, because my thought process always was, well, if the whole world turns against them, or if no one is helping them, that means we have to be enemies. But in that example that I shared with a neighbor, you can be friends with your neighbor. You're not there helping them defend themselves, but when the bad guy breaks in, you fully support their ability to defend themselves. So it was an interesting thought that I had never, ever had before. So given what's going on, we just don't know what's going to happen, but I wanted to bring this up. So let's go here to Romans 11, verse 25. For I do not desire, brethren, that you should be ignorant of this mystery, lest you should be wise in your own opinion, that blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles has come in. We're going to do more with after that, but what does that mean to you? That their blindness to Messiah until the fullness of the Gentiles comes in? Interesting. I've shared that passage before, by the way. In verse 26, and so all Israel will be saved, as it is written, the deliverer will come out of Zion, and he will turn away ungodliness from Jacob. For this is my covenant with them when I take away their sins. Concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sake. But concerning the election, they are beloved for the sake of the fathers. So think about this. The current administration, so far as of the recording of this, has not made a decision on whether to aid Israel or not, just like in that example that I shared with you. But I always thought that it meant we had to be their enemy. But it could just be that we are not going to step in, but we fully support their ability to defend themselves. And maybe we won't step in at all. And the only way it makes sense then is that the only one who's going to save them is Messiah. Interesting times we live in, right? Just something for you to ponder. Armor up, we ride at dawn. May God bless you as always. Have a great day.